Both Terry and the audience sniggered at what Dustin had said. Everyone summed that Dustin wouldn't even be able to withstand 3 blows, much less defeat Terry. "What are you laughing at? Is it that funny?" Dustin asked calmly, unbothered by the audience's attitude. "What do you think?" Terry's smile didn't falter. "Do you really think you'll win? Why not? Do you think you're better than everyone else? Why are you naturally summing that you won't lose?" Dustin retorted. "Fut. I don't know where you found the balls to ask me that, but it's fine. I'll show you how different we are." Terry beckoned Dustin with a finger and smirked. "Come on. I'll let you have 3 shots at me. Let's see what you've got." "You better not do that." Last time, Bennett Malcolm said the same thing, and is still stuck in bed. "Right now," Dustin reminded. "Bennett is merely my subordinate. As if he's a match for me." Terry feigned a smile. "Both of you are the same to me since the outcome won't be any different," Dustin answered frankly. "What?" Terry's smile gradually fell. He had seen many arrogant people like Verdant Phantom, but Dustin was different from them. Dustin wasn't only reckless and arrogant, he was also looking down on Terry. Dustin's calm expression and unbothered attitude were infuriating. Terry couldn't help feeling like he was being humiliated. How dare a nobody like Dustin looked down on him? That idiot. There's no way Bennett's skills are anywhere near Terry's. Maggie snorted from where she sat today. He's too naive if he thinks he can defeat Terry just because he defeated Bennett. Next to Maggie, Claudia shook her head. If she had to say, Terry was 10 times stronger than Bennett, and the difference between Dustin and the former was as clear as day. That bastard is still as arrogant as usual. He still has no idea what he's gotten himself into. Gordon jeered. The more he pisses Terry off, the worse his outcome will be. He's just digging his own grave at this point. Zeke smirked. Dustin is not as astute as he needs to be, so it serves him right if he dies today. Zoe crossed her arms. Although they finally discovered Dustin's identity, none of them thought that he had a chance of winning. "I've already given you a chance. Since you don't seem to appreciate it, don't blame me for whatever happens." Terry's face darkened, and his aura turned murderous. "Go ahead. I'm curious to see how strong the person ranked 13th on the Heavenly Immortals now is." Dustin beckoned. When Dustin fought his way to the top of the Heavenly Immortals 10 years ago, all of his opponents had been talented and skilled individuals, so he wondered if those on the current list were just as strong. "You seem eager to die, so I'll do you a favor." Terry drew his right hand back and curled his fingers into a claw. Air whirled around and gathered in his palm as his true energy was condensed to form an energy bullet. When the energy bullet finally reached the size of an apple, Terry leaped forward, and there was a loud explosion as the white energy bullet was flung toward Dustin. Usually, one could gauge a martial artist's strength based on the size of their energy bullets, and Terry's happened to be unbelievably sturdy and held Civ destructive power. Dustin's feet didn't move an inch despite the incoming attack. Instead, he tilted his head to the side. The energy bullet missed his cheek by a hair's breadth and slammed into the tree trunk. Behind him. The force of the attack sent shivers down the audience's spine. Terry narrowed his eyes when he saw Dustin escape his attack, and he struck out once more. There was a loud whoosh as a larger and quicker energy bullet blasted in the direction of Dustin's chest. Dustin kept his feet firmly planted on the ground and leaned backward, his back arched. The energy bullet flew over his face and slammed into the same tree. He pushed himself off the ground with one hand and stood back up, unharmed. Terry frowned. He had thought he'd be able to end this battle easily, yet Dustin had surprised him by dodging his attacks twice. "If this is all you've got, then I have to say, I'm disappointed," Dustin said nonchalantly. Hearing this, Terry's expression hardened in anger. No one has ever treated him with such disrespect and condescension. No way. He's looking down on Terry Doyle. He managed to dodge those 2 attacks thanks to luck. And Mr. Terry went easy on him, or he would be dead by now. "Mr. Terry, don't go easy on him," the audience shouted in indignation. "I was going to let you live, but it seems like that's unnecessary now." Terry put one foot in front of the other before springing toward Dustin. The true energy that burst forth was enough to easily kill those weaker than him without having to touch them. However, there was a flaw in this move. If a person's opponent is on the same level as them, the attack's effects were greatly reduced. And since it was impossible to change the trajectory of the blow, their opponents could easily predict their moves and jump out of the way. Therefore, a battle between divine-level martial artists meant that fighters must use their bodies to defeat their opponents. In these cases, factors like weapons, skills, and true energy were pivotal to one's success. "You're dead meat." As soon as Terry got closer to Dustin, he gathered his true energy and threw out a punch. There was a thunderous boom as the air around them started flowing, and a vortex of true energy enveloped Terry's fist. The terrifying pressure caused the audience to shudder as they struggled to breathe. What a powerful strike! Now that Terry is getting serious, that guy's doomed for sure. No way. Is that guy going to take Terry Doyle's attack just like that? Just as Terry's fist was about to land, Dustin finally made a move. Under the crowd's disbelieving gazes, he stood his ground and threw a punch against Terry's fist. "Ignorant fool." Maggie smirked, pleased. He might still have a chance if he ducks, but if he's going to face the attack head-on, then he's a dead man. Claudia shook her head, sure that the winner was Terry. "Let's see what happens to you now." Gordon and his friends gloated and eagerly waited for Dustin to be blown away. "Mr. Harmon, I'm afraid your guy is doomed." Phil sniggered. Hector seemed unbothered by Phil's words. However, Natasha had gone as white as a sheet. Her fists were tightly clenched as her eyes remained glued to the ring. Would Dustin be able to withstand Terry's attack at full force? Finally, the two fists collided with each other. There was an ear-splitting bang as the entire place began to shake. A blast of true energy burst out and spread throughout the place, whipping up shrill winds. After the onslaught, Dustin seemed completely unscathed, while Terry staggered backward, nearly falling off the stage, shocking everyone.